Hey, Ike, welcome to Edmonton. I understand you played in the brick tournament about 10 years ago here. Is that true?
Yeah, that was my kind of my first thing I thought of actually. So I've been to Edmonton once. Stayed at that West Edmonton Mall, I think it's called.
Yeah.
If I remember, it's pretty sweet. So yeah, it was a fun tournament.
What do you remember about that? Like it was just kind of it's a pretty elite tournament, but what do you remember about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously super cool. Like you play on the ice sheet just in the middle of the mall. Which at that age, obviously, it feels like you're in the Stanley Cup final, right? It's such a big deal. So it was really fun. And then just the little stuff. Like I think there was a big water park we went to, and maybe some roller coasters or stuff in the mall. So it was pretty fun.
And you can just give me a quick thought on the trade and getting an opportunity to come to Edmonton. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm super psyched. It's such an unreal opportunity. I'm grateful that Tampa was able to make this done. And I can't wait to get started. And definitely such a cool place. And couldn't be happier.
Thanks, Ike.
Hey, Derek, we'll go to Reed Wilkins. Go ahead, Reed.
Thanks, Jamie. Hi, Ike. Welcome to the Oilers. I wonder if you can take us through these last few weeks or so. I mean, your name was out there as a rumor to be traded somewhere, likely to be Edmonton. I'm just curious, what was it like dealing with all of that, the speculation, and were the Oilers sort of a preferred destination for you if you did get moved?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a unique time. I was back at school, training to go back. Obviously, I knew there was a possibility of a trade. I didn't want to put all my chips in one basket, obviously. And so I was here, just training, trying to be with the team and stuff and be grounded. And, I kind of found out of the blue a little bit last night, pretty much before, maybe an hour before everyone else. So it was super cool moment. Like, I knew, I met with Edmonton and, this was probably the spot I wanted to go. It just checks all my boxes. And I knew if there was somehow it could happen, I would absolutely love it. And so when I found that out, I was just super pumped up and couldn't be happier.
All right. And on a slightly different note, I see your birthplace is Wisconsin. Did you grow up there? Okay, so the question is, when you were a kid, were your athletic heroes hockey players or Packers? Who were some of the guys or athletes you looked up to as a kid?
Yeah, so I grew up in Hudson, Wisconsin, right on that border of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So growing up, but I've never been a huge into football. Kind of always just a hockey oriented guy. So the Minnesota Wild was like 30 minutes away from me. And so that's kind of the team, like the games I would go to and stuff. Marion Gabrick when I was really young, was kind of a guy I loved to watch and look up to. So I think, probably him and maybe some other NHL guys at that time, but more of a hockey guy than football.
Thank you. We'll go to Paige Martin of EdmontonOilers.com.
Hey, I just want to ask you about your last few years of development and specifically with Michigan State playing in the NCAA. How did you find that has really prepared you to be able to, step into the NHL level?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be more grateful for this place. I had two of my best years here. I think what this school and coaching staff, everyone just has such high class, and I think they've helped me a lot as a person outside the arena, and I think that's helped me on the ice. I focus a lot on play away from the puck and defensive stuff with Nightingale and all the other coaches, and I think they're world class. They preach development first, and I think if you can buy in, you're going to get the most out of this place. And I think it's worked for me, and I couldn't be more grateful.
There's a lot of people who are so excited about your talent and how you can fit into the Edmonton Oilers, especially, playing with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. What is it about your work ethic that could help you be one of those top six guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I was so excited about this fit. I watched every single Oilers playoff game the last couple of years. Um, I think just watching, it's like it's such a high pace, skilled and fast, like, work ethic first. I think that's kind of exactly my game. And I think that's why this could be such a great fit and why I was really excited.
Thank you, Ike. We'll go to Global Edmonton. Go ahead.
Hey Isaac, it's Slav here. Kind of on that note, I know you kind of touched on it already, but just there's a possibility that you could play alongside McDavid or Draisaitl this season, or perhaps both. Can you just share your thoughts on the potential of that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an unreal opportunity. I don't think you can get any better than that. Those are two of the best players in the world, right? Could be the two best. It's pretty incredible. I can't wait to share the ice with those guys, pick their brain. They're different in their own ways, and they're both so talented and so good. So, just hearing that it's pretty incredible.
And one more from me. You went from 8 goals in your first year at Michigan State to 26 this past season. Can you kind of talk about what allowed you to, improve, from an offensive standpoint from year 1 to year 2 at Michigan State?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just tried to really buy in. I thought I had a solid sophomore season. I thought I could do much more into my junior year, and I just try to buy in, listen to the coaches. What I need to work on. I think getting better in areas away from the puck helped me this year get into more offensive chances, and I think ultimately just finding the back of the net. I think I had a more of a score mentality this year, and I wanted to score, and I think again just kind of buying in, and I was able to have a good year.
Go to Jim Conlon of RCB Radio Ireland.
Hi Isaac, welcome to the Islanders. Welcome to a championship pedigree team. Isaac, I'm just wondering there about your fit again in terms of your youth and your freshness that you can bring to the Islanders. Obviously, this is a championship pedigree team, a veteran team. We mentioned McDavid, Draisaitl, 28, 29. You're 21. You've 7 years. They're junior. How do you feel that maybe youth and energy that you can bring to the ice is going to help the Edmonton Islanders?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to try to be myself. I absolutely just love the game. I think I have a great passion. I think that's one thing that I do well is, bring energy to practice and workouts. And, I love what I do. And I think that can rub off on people in a good way and, positive energy around the rink and stuff like that. And then, obviously on the ice, just, using my speed, my shot, my IQ, just trying to bring my game and, do whatever I can to help the team. And, hopefully we'll all be trying to accomplish the collective goal.
Just a reminder, everybody, if you do have a question, to use the raised hand function. We'll circle back to Derek Van Diest of NHL.com.
Yeah, like obviously the trade with you was big news yesterday, but also Gavin McKenna's going to Penn State. I just wondering if you had a thought on him going and playing in the Big Ten next year.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I had lunch with him last week at school here actually. So, I think it's obviously great for college hockey. It's definitely in a unique spot where now you have all these CHL guys flowing in. We have a bunch on our team. Caden Lindstrom, fourth overall picks coming in as a freshman. He's looked really good. So it's definitely it's a different spot, right? And I think it's going to be a cool challenge for college hockey. Obviously, I think he should have went here, in my opinion, but still cool nonetheless for the Big Ten and for college hockey.
Were you trying to recruit him?
I mean, I let him know how much I love this place, and I mean, in my opinion, there's no better spot. So that's all I can say.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
We'll go to Ryan Rashog of TSN.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
All right, perfect. Thanks. I just wanted to talk about kind of making the jump to the NHL from where you've played. Kind of if you've talked to some other guys that have done what you're about to try and do, and kind of what you expect from the challenge. I think a lot of people expect you to just be able to do it, but you got to go do it. So what are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got a lot of buddies who've been in similar spots and, already have a handful that's in the NHL playing, made that jump. I got a cool opportunity at Men's World Championships this year to just be engraved in that kind of system of pro hockey, how those guys, act and stuff like that. So I think that was super valuable. And yeah, I mean, I think it obviously a lot to do with your mindset. It's going to be faster and stronger, and it's the league that everyone's goal is to get there and play. So I think a lot has to stem just from a mindset and being confident in your abilities and just embracing the challenge.
In some of your interviews, yeah, I mean, obviously you like to have fun. You had the great suit at the draft. There's seems to be lots of personality there. How would you kind of describe your presence in and among the group and your approach from an attitude and personality standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like to have fun at times and just be myself and make light in some situations and stuff and at the same time, I think I'm a super serious guy, hockey driven, works really hard, kind of willing to do whatever to help the team. I think it's just it's a healthy blend and bringing good energy, being upbeat and like I said, that can rub off on guys and you always want to have good vibes in locker rooms and on the ice and stuff like that. So, just try to do all that.